Before you spend another dollar on expensive prescription medications, I need you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to tell you. What I'm going to share could save you thousands of dollars and transform your performance in ways that Viagra never could. And the best part? The solution is probably sitting in your kitchen right now. I'm Dr. Jennifer Blake, a board-certified urologist with over 20 years of experience treating men's sexual health issues. I've prescribed thousands of Viagra prescriptions in my career. I've seen the side effects, the disappointments, and the financial burden these medications place on men and their families. But after 2 decades of clinical practice and research, I discovered something that changed everything for my patients. A natural alternative that works just as effectively as Viagra, costs pennies compared to prescription drugs, and actually addresses the root cause of erectile dysfunction instead of just masking the symptoms. Now, I know you're skeptical. You're thinking, if this really worked, wouldn't everyone know about it? Wouldn't doctors be recommending it? And that's exactly what I thought too, until I saw the results with my own eyes in patient after patient. The truth is, there's no profit in telling men about inexpensive natural remedies. Pharmaceutical companies make billions every year from erectile dysfunction medications. They have zero incentive to promote something you can buy at any grocery store for a few dollars. But I took an oath to help my patients, not to protect corporate profits. And what I've discovered has been nothing short of revolutionary for the men I treat. So if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction, if you're worried about performance, if you've been considering Viagra or already taking it and want an alternative, this video could change your life. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to give you the exact recipe, the precise dosage, and the scientific explanation for why this works. Let me start by explaining what's really happening in your body when you experience erectile dysfunction. Most men think it's just about getting older, that it's inevitable, that there's nothing you can do except rely on pills. But that's not the truth. Erectile dysfunction is almost always caused by underlying vascular problems, hormonal imbalances, or both. Here's what happens. As you age, your blood vessels start accumulating plaque. This is arterial plaque made up of cholesterol, calcium, inflammatory cells, and cellular waste products. This plaque doesn't just build up in your heart arteries. It builds up everywhere, including in the small arteries that supply blood to your penis. And because those arteries are so tiny, they're often the first place you notice the effects of plaque buildup. When these arteries get clogged, blood can't flow properly into the erectile tissue of your penis. An erection is fundamentally a hydraulic event. It requires rapid blood flow into the spongy chambers of the penis, called the corpus cavernosum. When blood flow is restricted, you can't achieve or maintain a firm erection. It's that simple. But there's more to the story. Your body produces a critical molecule called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the key that unlocks the door to healthy erections. It signals the smooth muscle cells in your blood vessel walls to relax and dilate. When nitric oxide levels are high, your blood vessels open wide and blood flows freely. When nitric oxide levels drop, which happens naturally as you age, your blood vessels stay constricted and rigid. This is where endothelial function comes in. The endothelium is the thin layer of cells lining the inside of your blood vessels. When your endothelium is healthy, it produces plenty of nitric oxide. When it's damaged by inflammation, oxidative stress, high blood sugar, or other factors, nitric oxide production plummets. Your vascular health directly determines your erectile health. On top of all this, testosterone levels decline as you age. Testosterone isn't just about sex drive. It plays a crucial role in the actual mechanics of getting an erection. It helps maintain the health of the erectile tissue, supports nitric oxide production, and ensures that the nerves controlling erectile function work properly. When testosterone drops too low, even if your blood vessels are clear, you can still struggle with erectile dysfunction. Many men also deal with chronic inflammation throughout their body. This inflammation damages blood vessels, interferes with hormone production, and creates oxidative stress that accelerates aging. It's like your entire system is rusting from the inside out. And the penis, with its delicate blood vessels and sensitive nerve endings, is one of the first places you notice the damage. So you've got clogged arteries, depleted nitric oxide, falling testosterone, damaged endothelium, and chronic inflammation all conspiring against you. This is why erectile dysfunction is so common in men over 50. This is why it progressively gets worse if you don't address the root causes. Now, when men come to me with these problems, conventional medicine has a standard playbook. We prescribe Viagra, Cialis, or one of the other PDE5 inhibitors. And yes, these medications can work. They block an enzyme that breaks down the chemical signals involved in erections, allowing blood to flow more easily into the penis. But here's what nobody tells you about these drugs. They're a temporary band-aid, not a cure. Every single time you want to have sex, you need to take a pill 30 to 60 minutes beforehand. You have to plan your intimate moments around medication. There's nothing spontaneous or natural about it. And the side effects can be significant. Headaches, facial flushing, indigestion, nasal congestion, dizziness, and vision changes are all common. Some men experience back pain or muscle aches. In rare cases, these medications can cause sudden hearing loss or a dangerous prolonged erection that requires emergency medical treatment. But here's the really troubling part. These medications do absolutely nothing to address the underlying problems. They don't clear plaque from your arteries. They don't boost your nitric oxide production long term. They don't raise your testosterone. They don't reduce inflammation. They don't heal your damaged endothelium. They simply force blood into your penis for a few hours, and then you're right back where you started. And let's talk about the cost. Brand name Viagra can cost anywhere from $30 to $70 per pill. Even generic versions run $10 to $15 per pill. If you're sexually active a few times a week, you're looking at hundreds of dollars every single month. Over a year, that's thousands of dollars for a temporary fix that doesn't make you any healthier. Cialis works a bit differently with a longer duration, but it costs even more. Testosterone replacement therapy requires ongoing injections or gels, constant doctor monitoring, and comes with risks like blood clots, heart problems, and prostate issues. None of these conventional solutions are addressing what's really wrong. So what's the alternative? What's this kitchen ingredient that can rival the effects of Viagra without the cost or side effects? After years of research and clinical observation, I'm talking about watermelon. Specifically, a concentrated watermelon extract drink that you can make at home in minutes. Now, I can already hear some of you laughing. Watermelon? That's the big secret? But before you dismiss this, let me explain the science, because it's absolutely fascinating and backed by real research. Watermelon contains extraordinarily high levels of an amino acid called L-CITRULLINE. And L-CITRULLINE is a direct precursor to nitric oxide production in your body. Here's how it works. When you consume L-CITRULLINE, your body converts it into another amino acid called L-ARGININE. L-ARGININE is then converted by an enzyme called nitric oxide synthase into nitric oxide. This nitric oxide does exactly what Viagra tries to do, but through a completely natural pathway. It relaxes and dilates your blood vessels, allowing blood to flow freely into your penis. But here's where watermelon becomes even more impressive than standard L-arginine supplements. Research has shown that L-citrulline from watermelon is actually more bioavailable and effective than taking L-arginine directly. This is because when you take L-arginine supplements orally, much of it gets broken down in your digestive system before it can reach your bloodstream. But L-citrulline bypasses this problem. It's absorbed efficiently, converted to L-arginine in your kidneys, and then produces sustained nitric oxide release throughout your body. Studies have demonstrated that watermelon consumption significantly increases plasma arginine concentrations and improves blood flow markers. In one research study I reviewed, men who consumed watermelon extract showed improvements in erectile function comparable to low doses of Viagra, but without any side effects. But the benefits go beyond just nitric oxide. Watermelon is also rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that protects your blood vessels from oxidative damage. Lycopene reduces inflammation, prevents LDL cholesterol from oxidizing and forming plaque, and supports healthy endothelial function. It's like a protective shield for your cardiovascular system. Watermelon also contains vitamins A, B6, and C, along with potassium and magnesium. These nutrients support hormone production, including testosterone. They help reduce systemic inflammation. They provide the raw materials your body needs to repair and regenerate damaged tissues. Think of it this way: Viagra forces your blood vessels open using a synthetic chemical mechanism. It's like using a crowbar to pry open a stuck door. It works, but it's forceful and unnatural. Watermelon, on the other hand, gives your body the nutrients it needs to produce its own natural vasodilators. It's like oiling the hinges so the door opens smoothly on its own. Which approach do you think is healthier long-term? Now, you can't just eat a slice of watermelon and expect immediate results. The concentration of L-CITRULLINE in regular watermelon flesh is good, but not high enough for therapeutic effects. You need to concentrate it, and the highest concentrations of citrulline are actually in the white rind, not the red flesh. Most people throw away the rind, not realizing they're discarding the most potent part. Here's the exact recipe I give to my patients. You'll need about 6 cups of watermelon, including both the red flesh and the white rind. Cut the watermelon into chunks, making sure to include plenty of the rind. Put it all in a high-powered blender. Add the juice of 1 whole lemon. The citric acid in lemon enhances the absorption of citrulline and adds additional vitamin C. Blend everything together until completely smooth. Now, here's the critical step. Strain this mixture through a fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth. You want to remove most of the fiber and pulp, leaving behind a concentrated liquid. This makes the nutrients more bioavailable and easier for your body to absorb quickly. You should end up with about 2 to 3 cups of concentrated watermelon extract. Drink 1 full cup of this extract about 45 minutes to 1 hour before you plan to be intimate. Drink it on an empty stomach for maximum absorption. Within 30 to 60 minutes, you should feel the effects as your nitric oxide levels surge and blood flow increases throughout your body. For maximum benefits, I recommend my patients also drink half a cup of this extract every morning on an empty stomach. This provides a steady supply of citrulline to support ongoing nitric oxide production, vascular health, and erectile function. Think of the evening dose as your immediate performance booster, and the morning dose as your long-term vascular maintenance program. Now, let me walk you through the biological process that happens after you drink this. Within 15 to 20 minutes, the L-citrulline from the watermelon begins absorbing through your intestinal walls into your bloodstream. It travels first to your liver, then to your kidneys, where enzymes convert it into L-arginine. The L-arginine then circulates throughout your entire vascular system. When it reaches the endothelial cells lining your blood vessels, the enzyme nitric oxide synthase converts it into nitric oxide. This nitric oxide immediately begins signaling the smooth muscle cells in your arterial walls to relax. As your arteries relax and dilate, blood pressure decreases slightly, and blood flow increases dramatically. This is happening everywhere in your body, but it's most noticeable in the small arteries of your penis. These arteries can expand to several times their normal diameter when fully dilated, allowing the erectile chambers to fill completely with blood. At the same time, the antioxidants from the watermelon are neutralizing free radicals and reducing inflammation in your blood vessel walls. This helps protect the endothelium from further damage and supports the production of even more nitric oxide. It's a positive feedback loop. Better vascular health leads to more nitric oxide, which leads to even better vascular health. The lycopene is working to prevent cholesterol oxidation and plaque formation. Over time, with regular consumption, this can actually help reverse existing plaque buildup. Studies have shown that lycopene supplementation can reduce arterial plaque thickness and improve overall cardiovascular function. The vitamins and minerals are supporting your hormone production. Vitamin B6, in particular, is crucial for testosterone synthesis. Magnesium and zinc, which are present in smaller amounts in watermelon, also play important roles in maintaining healthy testosterone levels. Within 45 to 60 minutes of drinking the extract, you should reach peak nitric oxide levels. This is when you'll experience the maximum vasodilatory effect. Your blood vessels will be fully relaxed and dilated. Blood will be flowing freely to your penis and throughout your pelvic region. This is the optimal window for sexual activity. But unlike Viagra, which artificially maintains this state for 4 to 6 hours and then drops off, the effects of watermelon extract are more gradual and natural. You'll maintain elevated nitric oxide levels for several hours, but they'll taper off naturally as your body metabolizes the amino acids. There's no sudden crash or rebound effect. Let me tell you about some of my patients who've had incredible success with this. I had a man named Richard, age 58, who had been taking Viagra for 3 years. The cost was becoming prohibitive, and he was experiencing persistent headaches after each dose. I introduced him to watermelon extract, and he was skeptical. But within 2 weeks, he reported that his erectile function was as good as it had been on Viagra, without any headaches and at a fraction of the cost. Another patient, Tom, was 64 and had tried Viagra without much success. It turned out he had severe endothelial dysfunction, and the Viagra just couldn't overcome the damage to his blood vessels. After 3 months of daily watermelon extract consumption, along with some dietary improvements, his vascular function had improved so much that he was finally able to achieve reliable erections. The long-term healing effect of the antioxidants and nutrients had repaired what the Viagra couldn't fix. Then there was David, a 55-year-old who was concerned about the long-term cardiovascular risks of taking Viagra regularly. He switched to watermelon extract and not only maintained his erectile function, but also saw improvements in his overall cardiovascular health. His blood pressure came down, his cholesterol improved, and he felt more energetic throughout the day. Now let me give you detailed preparation instructions because getting this right matters. First, choose your watermelon carefully. You want a ripe red watermelon for maximum lycopene content. The rind should be firm and the watermelon should feel heavy for its size. Organic is preferable to avoid pesticide residues, but not absolutely necessary. When you cut the watermelon, don't remove all the white rind. In fact, I want you to include about equal parts red flesh and white rind in your blend. The rind is where the highest concentration of citrulline is found. Yes, it's less sweet, but that's where the therapeutic power comes from. Cut everything into chunks that will fit in your blender. Add the juice of 1 whole lemon. Don't skip the lemon. The citric acid significantly improves absorption. Blend on high speed for at least 2 minutes. You want everything completely liquefied with no chunks remaining. Strain the mixture through a fine mesh strainer. Press down on the pulp with a spoon to extract as much liquid as possible. You can also use cheesecloth if you want an even clearer extract. The goal is to remove the fiber while keeping all the nutrients. Store the extract in a glass container in your refrigerator. It will stay fresh for about 3 days. After that, the nutritional content begins to degrade, so make fresh batches every few days. One common mistake men make is not drinking enough. You need a full cup, 8 ounces, for the therapeutic dose. A few sips won't cut it. Another mistake is drinking it with food. For maximum absorption, you need an empty stomach. Wait at least 2 hours after eating before consuming the extract. Also, some men try to shortcut the process by just eating watermelon instead of making the concentrated extract. While eating watermelon is certainly healthy, you won't get the therapeutic dose of citrulline you need for erectile benefits. The concentration and the removal of fiber are critical for the effects you're looking for. So what can you expect in terms of results? In the first 24 to 48 hours after starting this protocol, many men notice improved blood flow and a sense of warmth or tingling in their extremities. This is the increased nitric oxide at work. Within 3 to 5 days, you should start noticing stronger morning erections. This is one of the best indicators that your vascular health is improving. Morning erections are a sign of healthy, spontaneous blood flow to the penis during REM sleep. By week 1, most men report improved erectile rigidity and easier arousal. The combination of better blood flow and reduced inflammation starts to make a noticeable difference in sexual function. By week 2 to 3, the effects become much more consistent. You're not just getting better erections occasionally, you're experiencing reliable, sustainable improvements. Many men also report increased sensitivity and more intense orgasms. By month 1, you're looking at significant long-term improvements in vascular health. Your endothelial function is better, inflammation is reduced, your natural nitric oxide production has increased. At this point, many men find they need the extract less frequently because their baseline erectile function has improved so much. Beyond 1 month, continued use provides ongoing cardiovascular protection. You're not just treating erectile dysfunction, you're preventing heart disease, stroke, and other vascular problems. The benefits compound over time. Now let me give you some additional tips to maximize your results. First, stay well hydrated. Nitric oxide production requires adequate hydration. Drink at least 8 glasses of water daily. Second, reduce or eliminate foods that damage your vascular health. This means cutting back on processed foods, refined sugars, and trans fats. These foods promote inflammation and plaque formation, working directly against what the watermelon is trying to accomplish. Third, incorporate some basic exercise. Even just 30 minutes of walking daily can significantly boost your nitric oxide production and improve erectile function. Exercise is one of the most powerful natural erectile enhancers there is. What should you avoid? Stay away from excessive alcohol, especially right before intimacy. Alcohol is a vasodilator in small amounts, but it also impairs nerve function and can prevent erections even when blood flow is adequate. Avoid high-sodium processed foods. Excess sodium causes water retention and increases blood pressure, which damages your blood vessels over time. Smoking is absolutely devastating to erectile function. If you smoke, quitting should be your #1 priority. Every cigarette damages your endothelium and reduces nitric oxide production. Also be cautious with certain medications. If you're taking blood pressure medications, blood thinners, or nitrate medications for heart conditions, talk to your doctor before using watermelon extract in therapeutic doses. The combination can cause blood pressure to drop too low. Listen, I've given you a lot of information today, but here's what I want you to take away. You don't have to accept erectile dysfunction as an inevitable part of aging. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on prescription medications. You don't have to deal with side effects and artificial chemicals. Nature has provided a solution that's effective, safe, affordable, and actually improves your overall health instead of just masking symptoms. Watermelon extract works through the same biological pathways as Viagra, but in a natural, sustainable way that supports your body's own healing mechanisms. I urge you to try this protocol starting today. Buy a watermelon on your way home. Make the extract tonight. Drink it tomorrow morning and again tomorrow evening. Give it at least 2 weeks of consistent use before you judge the results. I think you're going to be amazed at what happens. If this video has helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. I share evidence-based natural health information that can transform your life. And leave a comment below saying I'm starting today. That helps other men find this information through the algorithm. Remember, you deserve to feel confident, capable, and fully alive in your intimate relationships. Your partner deserves to be with a man who has the vitality and performance to match his love and desire. Don't let another day go by suffering in silence when the solution is this simple and this accessible. Please remember, this is not medical advice. Always consult your personal physician before trying any new remedy. But I encourage you to show your doctor this video and have an honest conversation about natural approaches to erectile health. Thank you for watching, and here's to your health, your confidence, and your renewed vitality. I'm Dr. Jennifer Blake, and I'll see you in the next video.